Hello and welcome to Plus TV Africa. I'm Benga Aburawa with the news on the hour. President Muhammadu Buhari has encouraged Nigerians in the diaspora to continue with whatever they're doing to develop their country in their different corners of the world. According to the president, anything done for the good of the country will ultimately be rewarded and bound to reward those behind it. A statement by Femi Adesina, special advisor to the president on media and publicity, said the president made the observation while receiving 3 groups made of Nigerians in the diaspora and some professionals who have recently returned home. Speaking on behalf of the Diaspora Alliance Group, Mr. Adeomole said the organization was a think tank in the United Kingdom which formulates policies to help Nigeria. They currently have recommendations to help the country in the areas of agriculture, youth empowerment, community development, and education. On his own part, Dr. Badiwa Adejugbe Williams, who spoke on behalf of the returnee professionals, said they were excited and willing to contribute to national development. Meanwhile, Dr. Saliu Dasuki, on behalf of young people in the diaspora, lauded President Buhari for signing the Not Too Young to Run bill into law, assuring that young people would soon begin to utilize the legislation. President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday in Abuja told a delegation of the Supreme Council of Sharia in Nigeria who visited him at the State House that he no longer regrets toeing the path of moral rectitude he has chosen for himself. The president said he had been accused of many things, said his critics could not accuse him of stealing. In a statement signed by the president's senior special assistant on media and publicity, the president told the religious leaders that he was happy that he kept himself and people close to him from benefiting from government contracts. On the burning issue of violent conflicts in some parts of the country, President Buhari said he was putting in his best. Speaking on behalf of the delegation, the Vice President, Sheikh Hadiyatullah Abdurrashid, commended President Buhari for accomplishing much of what he promised before his election. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was in Plateau State yesterday to address the killings in the state. He was received by Governor Simon Lalong and other officials and went on to meet with the heads of many ethnic groups. Reports say top of the agenda were how peace could be restored and the prevention of such violence. The state is currently under a dusk to dawn curfew following the attacks on 11 communities by gunmen. The attack left 86 people dead. Meanwhile, there have been unconfirmed reports of attacks at Kwi, a village near Haipang Airport, Riyam local government area of Plateau State, on Monday afternoon. Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, yesterday stated that reinforcements had been drafted to Birkin Ladi, Riyam and other flashpoints across Plateau State in reaction to killings on Saturday. The force spokesman, DSP Jima Moshood, said that 2 helicopters, 3 police mobile force units, 2 counter-terrorism units, a police intelligence unit, and 5 armored personnel carriers have been mobilized. He added that the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Department of Operations, Joshak Habila, is on his way to coordinate and supervise the operations from Jos. Meanwhile, Plateau State's Commissioner for Information, Yakubu Dati, spoke to Plus TV Africa and gave his update.
It's still in place, and we are gradually, peace is gradually being restored.
But they said there was rioting this morning. That was why they were posting all over social media.
No, and that's why I even made a statement. They are looking for, some sections, of course, and that was why we even imposed the curfew,
so there won't
be escalation. Because when people see pictures of, with this social media, it creates, and people want to react, and they look for the next person, and it becomes a victim.
Okay.
So it was on that basis that we were able to put on the curfew.
Okay.
Yes.
But peace is normalcy is gradually returning, at least for now.
Yes.
And the police are already on ground.
Yes. Okay. And the governor also made a statewide.
Following Sunday's killings of over 100 people in Plateau State by herdsmen, the former chairman of the Caretaker Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and presidential aspirant of the party, Senator Ahmed McCarthy, has said that it will stop the killings and resolve other security challenges in the country if elected president. He spoke yesterday in Kaduna after his endorsement by stakeholders of the party in the state. McCarthy said with his wealth of experience and exposure, Nigerians would be better off with him as president. The state chairman of PDP, Dr. Hassan Yet, endorsed Senator McCarthy, saying he remains the best person to rule this country in 2019. Meanwhile, Senator McCarthy and former Minister of Special Duties Kabiru Turaki yesterday commiserated with the government and people of Plateau State over the killings on Sunday, which claimed over 80 lives, including women and children. They condemned heightened insecurity in the country and urged security agencies to live up to expectations and stem the insecurity across the country. The National Assembly has asked the appeal court sitting in Abuja to nullify the judgment by a federal high court as it lacked the power to reorder the proposed sequence of the 2019 general elections. The lawmakers have hence asked that the claims of the plaintiff be dismissed by the Court of Appeal. The Accord Party had earlier filed a suit against the National Assembly and the Attorney General of the Federation. Justice Ahmed Mohammed of the Abuja Division of the Federal High Court ruled that the Independent National Electoral Commission was the only body constitutionally empowered to organize elections into government positions in the country. The suit was filed by the Accord Party through Chief Wole Olanipeku, a senior advocate of Nigeria, after both chambers of the National Assembly attempted to override the decision of the president by implementing Section 58 of the Constitution. Activities at the cargo section of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos were brought to a halt as a result of an industrial action by clearing agents who are resisting a new policy introduced by the Nigerian Customs Service Lagos Airport Command. According to reports, the Customs Command has increased charges on consignments by 300% from July 13, 2018 by placing all consignments coming into the country on Form M. The public relations officer of the Customs Command, Haruna Ephraim, confirmed the information but stated that it was not for immediate implementation and the set date is to enable the agents plan ahead. Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu of the Federal High Court Abuja has fixed 2nd of July 2018 as the date to decide on the fundamental rights enforcement suit filed by the ex-National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, over his continued detention in spite of being granted bail by 4 different trial courts since 2015. Dasuki is requesting for his detention to be declared illegal and the sum of 5 billion naira be granted him as compensation for the violation of his fundamental rights and general damages. The ex-National Security Advisor, who was rearrested by the Secret Service officials on December 29, 2015, shortly after receiving bail, is facing 3 separate charges on alleged complicity in the diversion of $2.1 billion meant for the purchase of military hardware to combat terrorism, as well as illegal possession of firearms. Udeme Otike Odibi, the female lawyer accused of killing her husband and chopping off his genitals, is to remain at Kirikiri prison until the 8th of October when her case comes up for hearing. 48-year-old Udeme, in a suspected crime of passion, fatally stabbed her 52-year-old husband, Simforosa Otike Odibi, who is also a lawyer, at their home in Shongotedo in Lagos. She then went ahead to mutilate his body. A news agency of Nigeria report says the suspect, arraigned by the Lagos state government, is facing charges of murder and misconduct with regard to a corpse. She has, however, pleaded not guilty to the charge. Justice Adedayo Akitoye, however, remanded the accused in prison and adjourned the case until 8th and 9th of October for hearing. And on the foreign scene, the main opponent of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan for the position of president says he has accepted the results which handed victory to Erdogan. Murahim Inche of the Republican People's Party, who placed second in the elections, had campaigned actively to challenge him. He advised Erdogan to lead all talks as he was president to them all. Inche stated, however, that the build-up to the elections had been imbalanced as he had faced less airtime on television in the campaign. He thanked all those who participated and said the fight continues until Turkey belongs to everyone. Erdogan polled 52.6% against 30.6%, while Inche accepted that Erdogan had won with more than 10 million votes. And in business, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is set to flag off the rent-to-own program in Nigeria and is expected to boost its capitalization from 5 billion naira to 100 billion naira a year, as said by the Chief Executive Officer, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa. He said currently the federal government only accounts for 18,200 of the 50,000 registered mortgages, and the FMBN intends to increase its capital at the rate of 100 billion naira per year over the next 5 years, which comes to 500 billion naira. With the new initiative, Dangiwa said he expects an increase in the capital base, as the current capital base is grossly inadequate. He also said the move by the FMBN is to ensure the capital base is increased, as the availability of the cash would enable FMBN grow from its intended signing of 2,500 new mortgages to about 100,000 in 2 years. Dangiwa said they would also commence a 1,500 housing project in August, which is aimed at improving access to mortgage loans and increases possibilities for home ownership. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Customs Service is set to deploy drones in combating smuggling of rice and other prohibited goods into the country. Deputy Comptroller General in charge of investigations, Alhaji Aminu Dangaladima, made this known while launching a set of 30 patrol vans at the Nigerian Customs Service's headquarters in Abuja on Monday. He added that the NCS was also looking at collaborating with the Nigerian Air Force in the anti-aerial smuggling efforts. Dangaladima also called on border communities to cooperate with the NCS by providing necessary intelligence with which to address the problem of smuggling. A few weeks ago, the federal government threatened to close its land borders with its neighbors from where massive smuggling has been noticed, which has the possibility of jeopardizing the rice revolution in the country. Crude oil prices dropped after Saudi Arabia and Russia said they would increase production by Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, and allied nations. The increase in production would be larger than what some members of the coalition estimated. Brent futures decreased by as much as 2.4% in London on Monday. Oil chiefs from Saudi and Russia indicated that it would add 1 million barrels to daily supplies, more than the 700,000 barrel figure initially expected by several stakeholders and cartel members. Meanwhile, near-term U.S. crude futures bounced higher after an outage at a Canadian oil sands facility threatened shipments to American refineries. Brent futures for August settlement slipped to $74.03, dropping by $1.52 a barrel as at 10:23 a.m. New York time. On the Intercontinental Exchange futures Europe exchange. In contrast, West Texas Intermediate crude for August delivery added 28 cents to $68.86 on the New York Mercantile Exchange. Total volume traded was about 53% above the 100-day average. As a result of the bump in WTI's price, Brent's premium to the U.S. benchmark for the same month shrank to $5.34 a barrel from more than $10 last week. PayPal has announced the launch of its debit card for users of its mobile app, Venmo. It says the addition will broaden the reach of its younger audience. The newly launched MasterCard can be used to make payments in stores using the balance on their app instead of transferring funds to their account. PayPal hopes that the debit card rollout will give them an edge over rivals within the very competitive digital payment landscape. Venmo processed $12 billion in payments in the first quarter. BMW has disclosed that the plants located in the United Kingdom could be shut if the import of components from Europe is affected adversely once the Brexit decision has been finalized. Stephen Frainsmith, the company's customs manager, further expressed that although the company would do all it could and prepare for the looming decision, if they have to stop their supply chain at the border, then production in the UK will come to a halt. As over 90% of the manufacturing components are imported, continuity in their UK branches is the burning issue. This is the third company which may be majorly affected by impending Brexit move, threatening to leave the UK entirely. Up next is entertainment.
And in entertainment, British singer Ed Sheeran, while performing in Cardiff, Wales, had to take 2 toilet breaks. The singer was performing at his 3rd out of 4 gigs at the Principality Stadium. When he came back from the bathroom, he made a joke of how he has been performing at gigs since he was 14 years of age, and he has never had to go to the bathroom, and now he has to do it in front of 60,000 people. 3 tracks later, he had to go again right in the middle of his performance of one of his greatest hits, Photograph. The Shape of You singer was able to continue his performance where he left off without any further bathroom breaks. Sheeran, who is yet to address this bathroom mishap, is in the middle of his Divide tour and is expected to be on the road until November. Carlos Lopez of Operation Repo, an American television program that depicts the world of car repossession, has been found dead. His roommate reportedly found the Repo star dead on Sunday at about 8 p.m. at their downtown LA apartment. When paramedics arrived after the 911 call made by his roommate, he was pronounced dead at the scene. He was found with a gunshot wound to his head, and police believe he inflicted it upon himself. According to sources, he left a suicide note. Carlos joined the Operation Repo crew from 2012 and was with them up until 2014, and was also a successful character actor and an army veteran. He died at the age of 35. In a surprising revelation during the BET Awards, where the music trio Migos won the award for Best Group, Offset thanked his wife, and the whole audience wondered if he shouldn't have said "my wife-to-be." It turns out Offset and Cardi B had been married since last year. A marriage certificate proving the union has surfaced online. According to the marriage certificate, they got married in Fulton County, Georgia, on the 20th of September 2017. This came as a shock to many, as it will be recalled that Offset had publicly proposed to Cardi during their performance in October last year in Philadelphia. Rappers Gucci Mane and Quavo have been awarded Songwriters of the Year at the ASCAP Rhythm and Soul Awards 2018, the annual award which took place in Los Angeles on Thursday night, where both rappers were celebrated by the American Society of Composers, Authors and Publishers, ASCAP. Quavo was a double winner at the ceremony when his music group Migos was awarded with the ASCAP Vanguard Award for its impact in the music industry in recent years. Other celebrities were also recipients of the awards, like Kendrick Lamar's song Humble, which was confirmed the top rap song, while Bruno Mars's song That's What I Like won top R&B hip-hop song. Other Golden Note honorees are Alicia Keys, Usher, Jay-Z and many more. And that's it on entertainment. Up next is the sports news with Udoka.
Welcome to Sports Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoko. Portugal and Spain have booked their spot in the round of 16, but it took a bit of struggle to make it through. Spain had to come from behind twice and against an already eliminated Morocco to end the match in a 2-2 draw, while Portugal had elimination staring them in the face if they had lost that game to Iran, who needed a win to advance to the next phase. In the game between Spain and Morocco, Khalid Boutaib, his 14th minute opening goal was cancelled out by Real Madrid midfielder Isco 5 minutes only for substitute Youssef En-Nesyri to edge the North Africans again with 9 minutes left in that one. And Spanish substitute Iago Aspas found the back of the net in the dying moment of the game and was incorrectly ruled out before justice prevailed with the help of the video assistant referees, that's VAR. And in the other game, that's the Group B game, a late Karim Ansari penalty awarded via VAR cancelled out Ricardo Quaresma's opener on the stroke of halftime as Iran and European champions Portugal played out a thrilling 1-0 draw. And And Portugal had the chance to double their lead from a penalty spot in the second half when Cristiano Ronaldo was fouled in the box, but the spot kick was not awarded until the VAR intervened, only for Iranian goalkeeper to save the penalty taken by Ronaldo. And Portugal will go on to face Group A winners Uruguay in the first knockout stage, while Spain will meet runners-up and hosts Russia in another last 16 tie. And still on sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria players were put through their paces by the coaching crew as they trained ahead of the crucial clash with old nemesis Argentina. And Nigerian two-time champions Argentina meet in the Russia 2018 Cup Group D clash at the St. Petersburg Stadium in St. Petersburg, Russia. And head coach Gennaro Rowe and his players just need a draw to secure a spot in the knockout stage, with the hope that Iceland don't return with a better goal difference if they beat group leaders Croatia. On the other hand, Argentina face an early elimination if they fail to beat Nigeria in tonight's game. That game kicks off by 7 p.m. And the former winners have won the previous 4 World Cup matches between both countries by just a goal. And still on the World Cup, the Switzerland trio of Granit Xhaka, Xherdan Shaqiri, and Stefan Lichtsteiner have escaped FIFA hammer after they were involved in a controversial goal celebration during the 2-1 win over Serbia in a Russia 2018 World Cup Group E clash on Friday night. And FIFA had earlier opened investigation after the 3 England-based players made hand gestures of an Albanian national symbol to celebrate the goals against Serbia. And Xhaka and, of course, Shaqiri have now been given a warning in addition to a fine of around £7,500 for unsporting behavior. And newly signed Arsenal defender Stefan Lichtsteiner was also warned and fined to the tune of £4,000. And the players could have been banned for 2 games each if their actions were deemed to have provoked the general public. And Xhaka and Shaqiri have ethnic Albanian heritage linked to a former Serbian province in Kosovo. And Kosovo declared independence in 2008, though it's not recognized by FIFA. And in tennis, Britain's former world number 1, Andy Murray, won his first match in almost a year with an impressive display against fellow 3-time Grand Slam champion Stan Wawrinka in Eastbourne. And Murray, who is 31, looked sharp and confident in winning 6-1, 6-3 in the first round of the Nature Valley International. And the Scot was playing only his second competitive match since Wimbledon last year following hip surgery. He will now go on to face Kyle Edmund, who replaced him as British number 1. And on the female side, Caroline Wozniacki is to a straight-set victory over Kamila Giorgi in her first match at the Nature Valley International in Eastbourne. And the top-seeded Dane, who is 27, beat the Italian 6-2, 6-3 in the second round and will now go on to face Britain, Johanna Konta or Alexandra Kruni of Serbia. And British wildcard Harriet Dart claimed the shock 7-5, 3-6, 6-3 win over Czech 11th seed Kristina Pliskova. And Heather Watson suffered a 7-6, 5-7, 3-6 loss to Francis Kristina Mladenovic. And that's all on Sport Update on Plus TV Africa. Back to you, Benga.
Thanks, Udoka. And that'll be all for Plus TV News at this hour. I am Benga Aborowa. Do have a nice day.